Hi, this is Blanca. It's a beautiful breezy day out here. Summer's here, but it's not so hot yet, but it's getting there. And I showed this orchid here in my last video, but I forgot to share her name, and someone asked me what her name was. I'll tell you what, this orchid just smells so good, so delicious. I keep her in my screen porch now that she's blooming. But when I come out, or as soon as I come out to the screen porch and open those sliding glass doors, boy, I get a good whiff of her. She smells so good. And such pretty colors on her. And you know what I like about her? Look at her right here, her lip. Look at that ruffling. Isn't that pretty? Oh, kind of reminds me of if it were red with white dots, it kind of reminds me of a Spanish dancer skirt. Anyways, let me share her tag. After my subscriber asked me her name, I looked her up, and you know what? I think she's mislabeled. BLC Memorial Crispin Rosales Pine Knot. I've had her for a long time, and I have repotted her, and she's already outgrown that pot, and you can see her roots are coming out. So I think she's going to need another repot soon, probably when she's done blooming, because she's a large plant. Oh, that bougainvillea is so beautiful. Let me show you. Look at the bougainvillea, the neighbor's bougainvillea. And you know what? It has not rained in, I would say, a month in our area. 4 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks. And look at that. And nobody takes care of that plant. No one feeds it or anything. It's on top of our shed. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a vivid red, very pretty. So last Thursday, we went to the Orchid Society meeting, and guess who won a ribbon? I'll show you. And look, there's the other bud back there. It's just one bud. But it'd be nice to see another bloom on her. Ta-da! This ribbon is gonna make his way around all my orchids. You know what happened? We went to the Orchid Society meeting, and I had checked my email to see that the meeting was going to be on, but I checked it earlier in the day. So we got ready, and we went out and ate, and we went to the meeting, to the botanical gardens, and I took my orchid with me. And when we got there, we thought, what? The gate was closed. So we saw Brett. He's from Accent Orchids, and he is the president of our meeting, and we saw him parked to the side of the road. So we said, well, you know what, it's still early, let's circle around. So we circled around a little bit, and then we came back about 15 minutes later thinking it will be open, and we pulled in. The gate was closed. So we saw Brett was still parked over there with a few other members. So we went over and pulled over on the curb, and they said that the botanical gardens closed down the park due to the coronavirus, and just because it's a scary time, and they thought it would be safe, and it could be that they were cleaning the gardens, I am not sure, but either way, so the meeting was canceled. So I brought her back home, and this ribbon somehow made his way to her. But anyways, you know what? It was okay, because when we were there talking with Brett, and Bill Nunes was there, and he used to be our president from our Orchid Society meetings, and he had his, in the back of his vehicle, he had like a container, like a bucket, flat bucket container with these cattleya that he was giving away, these cuttings. Look at this. I believe he said they're Cattleya skinneri or something like that. And I don't have this orchid, but he went ahead and he selected one for me, and he said there was a lot of them that had roots on them, but the roots looked dry because he had separated them and pulled them out of the ground where he had them planted. But he said, here, Blanca, this is the best one. And he showed me this one, and I thought, oh my God, that's the runt. That's the littlest one in the group. But then he showed me, I don't know if you can see those little nubbins in there. There's some tiny little green nubbins, like right there. He goes, those are future roots. Do you see them at the base? Next to that little black dot, there's a green one there. And I thought, oh, great, I got a nice one. And then there was so many he had in there. I went ahead and grabbed another one, thinking it might be the same way. It's a little bit longer. And thinking, oh, this one's got to have roots too, but I don't see any roots, but it's got a good eye. So he told us how to pot them up, and he said they grow very quickly. So it wasn't too bad anyway. So, you know, the meeting was canceled, but I got 2 camellias out of it. How about that? Anyways, I went to an open house, an orchid nursery, Palmer's Orchid House nursery, and that was this weekend. I didn't think there were going to be too many people, and I was right. There weren't too many people there, but I wanted to go because I knew my friend Natalia from Just One More Orchid was going to be there, and she was going to have her pots with her, and I need some new pots. Yeah, I need them badly. But look at this, how cute. The dendrobium that I have blooming. And my phalaenopsis are finally starting to bloom. And I have several in bud, and I'm like, hurry up and bloom before the heat gets here, the summer heat. Well, anyways, let me show you what I got at Palmer's Nursery. Okay, I'm going to bring them out one at a time. The orchids that I got this yesterday at Palmer Orchids, and this is the first one here. And this is kind of a replacement. Well, I would say, I'm not sure if it's a replacement because I don't know if mine's going to make it. But this is a really nice one. I had this orchid very similar to it, but it got scale, and I'm treating it for scale. And this one is a, let's see if I could just zoom in on her tag here. Cattleya amethoglossum variety semi-alba by Self, and it's a species. And he had a bunch of big ones in bloom, and they were really beautiful and pricey, but they were more like the pink ones. But this one I believe is going to be the more like the light color, maybe the whiter color with the dots on it. And I'll show you why I'm replacing it. Mine is not doing very well. Okay, here's mine. It's a big plant too. And I've had her for a few years, and I bought her in bloom, oh, I would say about almost 3 years ago. And she has not bloomed since, but she has grown quite a bit. And this winter, she got scaled on her, and I've been treating her for scale. And you see where the leaves have that light coloring right there? And there's other places. That's where I found the scale underneath the leaves. So, but you know why I replaced her? Because, let me get down here. There's still a little bit of scale down here. But you know what? I have been eyeing her, and the eyes don't look too good. How ironic. That one looks good. So we'll see if she survives. I need to keep cleaning her up and spraying her a little more. And she's a little dehydrated. So I go ahead and I water her. If I don't water her that day, I go ahead and I mist her that day. Okay, they also had a tent set up with $10 orchids. And I thought, well, let me see what they have, because, you know, they're actually pretty nice orchids. They had dendrobiums, some cattleyas, and some of them, because they lost the tags, they put them to the side. But I went ahead and grabbed these that were in the $10. I don't have too many nobelies. These are young nobelies, but this one's already got a little bud on it. And see, they're small plants. Let's see if I can get her out to show you. But they look pretty healthy. Look at this. Nice and chunky pseudobulbs. Look at that. And that one is a Dendrobium tanumu rose. Not sure what it is. And the other one, I'll just bring her label out. She's also a nice chunky one. And Natalia got the same ones. Oh, I'm bringing the label out and I'm bringing the whole pot out. Wow. I might as well bring her out too. Look at that. And Natalia got the same ones. She told me about these. That's why I went to get them. Dendrobium, lucky girl. Lucky, lucky one. She came home with me, so I better be good to her. And then I also picked up a $10 Dendrobium that didn't have a tag. Let me get her. She's down here. And these were not in bloom, so they were just selling them for $10. But it's a nice size Dendrobium, a Phalaenopsis Dendrobium. No label, but she's got new growth. And I could have been in that tent for a long time, but I figured no, because I had earlier spent enough in there. Let me show you what else I got. Oh yes, in the one of the greenhouses, they had a long bench with a lot of orchid cutting or divisions, and some were $10, $15, and $25. And I went ahead and picked one up because I don't think I have this orchid, and I think it's a species. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. There's her tag, and he had a bunch of these on the table for $10. I took this one because I see it has bloomed before. Poor thing. But look, it looked like it was beautiful at one time. So we'll make her grow again. And she's got some good eyes in there somewhere. I checked her out. So I just need to get her potted up and give her a drink of water. Okay, and this is the last one I picked up from Palmer's, but it's not the last thing I bought while I was out there. But this one is on my bucket list. It's an absolute beautiful. It's my favorite Cattleya. Here's her tag. And this one is pink picote. So this one's going to be the white one with the lavender border on it. It's going to be a beautiful Cattleya. I have to admit, she was pricey, and when she told me she had one in bloom there, and the young guy said, well, these are not for sale, but I'll ask Effie if they've got more. And she came out and she said, well, you know what, let me look. I think we have a few, and I'll check and I'll be back to you, but they're going to be costly. And I said, how much? And when she told me the price, I thought about it, and I said, you know what? This is probably the last orchid show for the season, because summer's coming, and honestly, we don't have orchid shows in the summer. And the other shows that are going to be around are going to be plant sales, and they have some orchids there, but I'm afraid with what's going on with the coronavirus, they're going to be canceling a lot of those plant shows. But what I was surprised when she brought it out, I said, I'll take it. Look at this. Look at those two little buds kissing each other. They're so pretty as a pair of twins. I'm going to love this orchid when it blooms. It's going to be my very favorite. And orchids, please, don't get jealous. I still love you too. So anyways, let me show you what else I picked up while I was out there. The next one I got it over there, but it wasn't from Palmer's Orchids. This really cute little orange Cattleya. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyways, you think she would be blooming around Thanksgiving, huh? But anyways, I got her because I wanted an orchid to put on one of the mount, or one of the pots. It's not really a pot, but it's a mount that I got from Natalia, and I'll show you those in a minute. And I think this one, once it's done blooming, I will take her out of the little pot and mount her, and I'll share her tag. Here's her name. And this one here, I'll zoom in. There's her tag. I got this one from Paula and Michael at Artstone Orchids. And she also had a plant there for me. They were there, has like, Palmer's always has guest vendors out there in their property, and they were there at this open house. But let me show you what Paula gave me. She's such a sweetheart, very sweet lady. I have it out here because I'm watering it. It's not an orchid, but I saw it in bloom last year, and it's some type of lily, I believe. And she said it should bloom. This is a baby, and it should bloom by June. And I saw it over there in her property, and I called her and asked her, what is that orchid with the orange blooms? And she goes, oh, everyone asked me that, but it's not an orchid, it's a lily. So she had a bunch of seeds, and she was going to go ahead and pot them up. And what a surprise, she brought me one. She's a sweetheart. I love accent orchids. All right, let me show you what I got from Natalia. Okay, before I show you Natalia's pots, look at this. Hillary Clinton. Not to be political, but what a loser. Oh, ironic. Anyways, it's so sad because I love this orchid and it's never bloomed for me. I bought this online from Odom's Orchids, and when I was bringing orchids out of my pergola, I found this one had a little bit of scale, so I cleaned her up really nice and she was looking good. But I was working on her on the south side of my property where the sun is so strong, and I went ahead and cleaned her up, watered her, and left her on the south side till she dried. Well, she dried all right for a few days, and look at that. This is what our Florida sun can do in just 3 days. Burn all the leaves. Look at that. I don't know if I'll be able to save her. And why say Hillary Clinton? What a loser. BLC Hillary Rodham Clinton, First Lady. It's named after her. Aw, I hope I can save her. I was checking her out, and let me see if I can show you. She might lose all them leaves, but do you see? I think I see a good eye in there. Right in here. That would be the next growth. All right, let's get going. All right, I've come to the end of my video, the best part, and these are the pots that I got from Natalia from Just One More Orchid, and I really love those pots. Look at this, how beautiful they're made. You can hang them from anywhere, from here or from the hose that she's put on there, and they drain nicely. So you could put them in their bare root. I think a cattleya is going to go into this. Look how nicely they're made. Look at that. Just One More Orchid. Okay, and the next one I fell in love with it. It's very similar. It sort of has that little flower shape to it, like maybe a tulip or something like that. But I like this color. It reminds me of leather. Very nice. And I think I will put a little phalaenopsis in this one. And the other one I got from her, it's for the mount. And you can see you can hang this any way you want. This way. You can use the back side to mount your orchid on. But I think I'm going to mount, you know, the orange cattleya that I got from Artstone from Paula that I showed in the video earlier, the little orange one. I think what I'm going to do is when she's done blooming, set her in here and then tie her up and pot her in here and just bare root like that. I think she's going to look beautiful. That beautiful deep orange against this color. And lastly, but very nice, Natalia. Look, she gifted me this one. Look, isn't that beautiful with all the stars in it? And it's open on the bottom, so you can put anything you want in there, like bare root. You can put in a Vanda. And I'm thinking maybe a wrinkle stylus would be very pretty in here. I have a wrinkle stylus I've been wanting a pot for. So that's going to look. And you know what, Natalia, you didn't have to gift this to me. I would have happily bought it from you. And honestly, I'll be honest. I'll tell you why she gave it to me. I can't even find it. Look, I'll zoom in. It's just a little crack. She had a a little bit of trouble when she took it out of the kilt, I think is that what they're called. Do you see that little crack there? It's just a little, I mean, I would have bought it. I don't care. See that? And a little one here. But she goes, oh, I can't sell it, you know. But it was so sweet of her. She said to me, you're going to become my crack girl. Natalia's so funny. We had a nice time out there. There weren't too many people at Palmer's, but the people that were there were spending some money. They were buying some very nice orchids, and people are staying away, of course, because of the coronavirus, and people, you know, people are scared. I'm scared too, and we will avoid places where there are large crowds. It's strange, but I keep getting on my Facebook and Messenger all kind of videos of ways to avoid it and things to do, things not to do. And, you know, I'm afraid to open a lot of those videos because it's kind of ironic. It's not really funny, but it's, I might get a virus reading about the coronavirus on my computer. I know it's not funny. But anyways, that's the end of my video. And I just want to tell everyone, please be safe, be careful out there, and follow the orders that they're giving you. If they tell you, you know, wash your hands quite a bit, do that and avoid touching your face. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching my videos. Have a great day. Bye.